Suidlanders, this is just a quick opportunistic video from Arkhangelsk Airport that is presumably, you can see there it reads 1963, presumably a Soviet watchtower for the airport. Arnold, I hope that you don't have a fit that I changed the aspect ratio. What did I want to say? I wanted to say very briefly, it's about 20 past 9 at night. I'm waiting to catch a plane at I've got to check in at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. There's the airport building in the background. I've just come to buy some water from the Petyorchka, the local little corner shop, before I try to get some sleep. And it occurred to me that I should grab that building on video, and then it occurred to me that I should record the terrific, absolutely splendid hospitality that I have been given here in Arkhangelsk, in the far north of Russia. Not the furthest reach of Russia. There are more northerly towns and cities, but we are in the far north, and I have experienced hospitality over the past week that I've been here that rivals any hospitality I've experienced in my whole life. It has been a very touching experience to day after day have people extend generosity and courtesy and favor at their own cost, just offering out of the blue to put on a braai. I commented to somebody about how we like to barbecue and braai and how I was missing it, and lo and behold, they put on a braai for me, and wouldn't take no for an answer. Be driven to Severodvinsk on a work day. The person took off work, took leave. Mr. Roman Karelsky, his wife Oksana, and her father, Roman's father-in-law. And of course, the hotel staff in Le Meridian were terrific. Absolutely the very embodiment of willingness, eager service. Not in everything all of the time, not everything is possible, but to the extent that they were able, yes. The ladies behind the counter at reception, thank you ladies for making it so much easier for me to be in a foreign place, a stranger in a strange land, where you speak a very strange tongue with a very strange alphabet. You made it a little bit less difficult for me. And lest we forget, there are others to mention too. Yevgeny at Redux. Yevgeny, you know that you helped me very much with my phones and my computer, and you wouldn't accept payment, and then you insisted on driving me home, saving me a 2-hour walk, or hour and a half at least walk. And excuse the fingers, and last but by no means least, Anastasia and and your terrific husband, my friend. Oh, thank you guys. All right then, until tomorrow or the next day, bye bye from Arkhangelsk. Scenes of Russia, everybody. Scenes of Russia. Cheerio. Okie dokie, so here we go. I'll show you around a little bit. came to get my pass, my accreditation, at the registration desk, and somebody had taken my pass with the intention of meeting me outside to give it to me. Anyway, when these guys discovered that I was at the desk and there wasn't a pass for me, geez, like, you would have thought that I was some sort of VIP, the way they hopped to sort that out. Evgeny, is there something wrong?
Yeah, there is a fire alarm.
Fire alarm. Okay, that's Evgeny, everybody. He's one of the big wigs here, masters in international relations, and an arms dealer. Would you believe it? A real, genuine action, real life arms dealer. The real deal.
You're flattering me.
Thank you for the meeting.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Very helpful.
Yeah, I hope.
And I promised him that I will honor him for that. I will ensure that our work honors his people, the suffering, the women and the children. You will see, Evgeny. I promise you from my heart.
It's a very important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go.
Okay. Some guy came up to Evgeny and said to him, "You've got to get the foreigner out. There's a fire alarm. You can't have this foreigner standing around here. It's time to panic." So I'd love to know who inspired this. I've got to choose my words carefully. I don't want to get into trouble, but you just know that there's some bad actor behind it. You just know that it's probably a state actor, and you just know that it's the same swine. This is according to me. According to me, you just know this. You don't have to try hard. You don't have to have too many clues. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to know that it's a Western European driven piece of spitefulness to disrupt one of the most important conferences of the year in Russia. So here's everybody standing outside. The building is supposedly burning down. Of course it's not. I choose my words carefully. We always want to not be mistaken, but by and large, 19 out of 20 people doesn't speak English or don't speak English. 19 out of 20, easily 19 out of 20. Here's the restaurant. There's everybody gathered. Well, not everybody. I suppose a quarter or something like that of the attendees at this very prestigious event. It's my opinion. Here's some more of these geniuses. These guys are all at these top universities. You've got to have an IQ, so they tell me, of 165 to get into these universities. So I'm here to stand with the geniuses and look good. Boys, it's my opinion that this is NATO's work. That's Andrei. He is a he thinks he's James Bond. Doesn't want me to use his name. In fact, he's such a superstar that the government pays for him to go to the best university in Europe. He's laughing, but what I'm saying is true. He's laughing out of embarrassment, not because I'm making a joke or talking nonsense. He's just shy. VV Putin signs the checks for him to study. He's a uber genius boy. And he too, actually, maybe he has good reason to be shy, because he is on a track, on a study track, if you like, that is very, very sensitive. I won't blow his cover, the poor guy. But yeah, he has been designated to be one of the great specialists over the coming years in the conflict, if it continues. One of the great minds ensuring national success.
Who are you, by the way? I heard a British accent.
I beg your pardon?
I heard a British accent.
No, it's South African. I've got a screwed up South African accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I thought there's not many English speakers around, so I just wondered.
And yourself?
I'm from the UK.
Yes. Yeah, I can tell.
But I moved here about 3 months ago.
Okay, permanently.
Permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice place, huh?
It is. It's really nice. Yeah.
And very different to the way the BBC and Sky News are telling us.
Completely different. It's crazy sometimes how you see like the Western media and the propaganda that's going out in the West. It's nothing like reality.
Nothing. It's Elon Musk's dad. I'm not a Musk fan, although I'm a South African. But he made a good point yesterday. He said he got off the plane, and every single thing that he saw, every step of the way from the time of getting off the plane, was the opposite to what he'd been told.
Yeah, it is, because your whole life you're told Russia's evil, Russia's the enemy, don't go there.
And Mark Rutte 2 weeks ago, I think it was Mark Rutte, said that Russia is on its knees. If this is on its knees, I want to be on my knees.
No, it's an amazing place.
What's your name? Philip
Hutchinson.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
What do you do then?
I work for an organisation called Suidlanders, which is a South African civil defence organisation.
Okay.
And I'm a paid employee. I'm not independent at all, but somehow they invited me as an independent blogger. So for years I've been talking about lies, NATO stuff.
Yeah.
And these guys obviously picked up on it somewhere along the way.
Yeah. So you have a YouTube channel then?
Yes. Suidlanders Media. SUID.
Okay. Oh, let me note it down. I've also got a YouTube channel, Moscow Connect. I set up a channel since moving here to sort of show people what the reality is of life here. Since then,
Hello.
This is my wife, Lera.
Hello, Leva. Are you? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Beautiful lady, a beautiful baby, I'm sure.
Because this is the other thing as well, right? So we were living in the UK.
Yes.
Pregnant, everything. They cancelled her visa, said, you're not welcome here anymore, go back to Russia.
Oh, really?
Crazy. So we literally didn't have a choice. Yeah.
Gee. Suidlanders Media. SUID.
SUID.
Landers.
Yeah.
That's one word. So Suidlanders, it means Southerners. Media.
Media. Okay, sure.
Alrighty, everybody. I'll make some more footage soon. Say bye-bye, guys. Don't be shy.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Leva. Bye-bye, Philip. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, I'll drop you my number more.
Yes, please do. Please. Fixed up. Cheerio. Right, so it turns out that the fire alarm was a false alarm, which I told them. They laughed at me. I knew it was a Western plot. Any fool could tell that it was a Western plot. There's no fire going to break out here, raging fire. Everything is too jacked up. Huh? Banks, ATMs. A nice restaurant. The one that, I don't know, you wouldn't have seen it, but the one that I've been eating in as a, you know what I mean, free food guest, invited guest. I could never afford to eat there on my own dime. But it's even better than that restaurant that I've just shown you. There was something, am I in the wrong place? Yeah, I'm in the, no, I'm not. Okay. That says City. And it's like it's a little grocery shop, mostly food oriented, in the center, in the convention center. And there's everything under the sun. What Russians do well, the best I've ever seen. I thought that the best I'd ever, well, it was up to a few weeks ago. The best I'd ever seen by way of the equivalent of Woolworths food. For Americans and others who don't know, Woolworths is a chain of shops in South Africa, and some of them specialize in food. I thought that shops like that were best in Germany. The German kind of food grocery stores, the grocery shops with a food emphasis, like Woolworths Foodies, whatever it's called, are very, very, very good. But I would say that the what do you call it, pre-packaged, like the salads and what have you that you can buy in Russia off the shelf and eat immediately, in my opinion, are the best that I've, well, yeah, the best I've come across. Russian salad, and they do like a fish salad with beetroot that's terrific. There's a lady who's been floating around since yesterday. Now I see she has a camera, so she's a journalist. Shame, she seems to be a bit bashful. I don't know, I just feel a little bit sorry for her. She seems to be permanently, I don't know, like a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe she doesn't like crowds or something, and she's been sent here by her boss to cover this event, and she doesn't like crowds. I don't know, I've got no idea. But I just feel sorry for her every time I see her, because she seems to be perpetually wearing a facial expression of discomfort. I'm sure this is not her preferred environment. Here is it's free food for the guests. Not, I don't want to sound like a braggart, not the invited. This is not the restaurant that I was telling you about. In fact, I should probably go down there and film for you what they have on offer, what I've been privileged enough to eat. I was telling Louis Hotting some time ago that I regret not following certain avenues when I was younger, in my 20s. Now, of course, I wouldn't have known any more about Russia, so there was never a possibility of me becoming a Russia scholar. But if I had had perfect foresight, I might have liked very much to take an interest in Russia. I traveled a lot when I was a youngster in my 20s, and then very much for work in my 30s and 40s, and now in my 50s. And I think that I would have liked very much to have spent that travel time coming to Russia. Look there, the superstar herself. Superstar herself. I don't want to be too intrusive. There's her bodyguard. He'll kill me just by looking at me. They always have two, from what I can tell. So that's the one assassin guarding her. There'll be another one, guaranteed. Hello. There he is. There he is. Oh, she's a star. Absolute star. Now, I want to tell you a secret about the Russian protection services. One of the two guys always carries a bag of some description with him, like that. See that guy's got a bag there? So who knows what's in it? Is it the codes? Is it satellite phone emergency communication? There's her KGB protector. Or one of the two, as I say. Oh, she's a star. Perhaps I can show you. There's that guy with the slicked back blonde hair and the big steel rimmed glasses. Is another one of those super genius fellows who belongs to these ultra conservative organizations where they meet up once a month to beat the hell out of one another. And of course, during the week they're practicing. You saw the photographs, I'm sure, of the guys coming in from their practice, their faces smashed to pieces. Right, where we go? We're going to, I promised to show you the restaurant and the food. I've been invited to a dinner tonight, and they was kind of insistent that I go, and I know them and the nice people, and it's a nice place and it's all good. There's no reluctance whatsoever on my part, except that I don't think I'm going to have the time. I just can't see it working out. And it's about an hour's drive by taxi from here. Oh, this is a development plan. It's very nice. I at first thought that this was a mock-up of what they're going to be doing at where is it? What's the place called, man? Other side of Four Ways, where they're putting in the smart city, the one that's going to be finished by 2022. But they tell me it's not. They tell me this is entirely Russian, and there I thought it was another jewel in the crown of African National Congress rule. So here we go. You want me to translate that? Restaurant. I'm trying. I'm doing my homework every night, ABCs. and vocabulary. I haven't gotten onto grammar. They reckon Russian grammar is practically impossible to master. There are parts to Russian grammar that top-class Russian speakers will tell you, Spasiba, top-class Russian speakers will tell you that you cannot formulate certain sentences without thinking them out first. They are that, you know, if you're using that particular grammar, that difficult. Right, what have we got here? We've got brinjal salad with cream cheese. We've got sandwiches. We've got fresh fruit, veggies, potatoes, chicken, more veggies, and beef. Excuse me. Are they going to bring some more of those things that I was eating, or are they finished? The salmon and the beef with tuna.
Take away.
No, I mean they're not going to put any more out there.
Yeah, we can.
No, I wanted it for the camera, not for me. It's okay. It's okay. Well, sorry, that's a disappointment because displayed here were 2 toasts. Toast with salmon, fantastic salmon, and toast with thinly sliced roast beef with a tuna sauce. I ended up having 8 of them. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, there's the exclusive lounge for the invited guests. And we're very fortunate. Oh, and I forgot that I had a water. I'd like a sip of that. Oh, somebody took it. I'll get another one. And that's it for now. Ladies and gentlemen, Suidlanders, we're here hobnobbing with some very influential people and very useful. We're getting our message out. We're telling the people about our cause, about our organization, about what's truly going on in South Africa. And to our surprise, many of them, you can tell by their facial expressions, already know it. They are not bull-dusted by African National Congress propaganda. Have another look at the people and the place. This is Russia crucified by sanctions. 17 European Union sanctions packages. What's that gay politician, gay US Republican, Lindsey Graham is threatening 500% sanctions on Russia if it doesn't change its ways. What he fails to tell you is that it's not sanctions on Russia at all. It is sanctions on countries that do business with Russia. So what he's saying is, if China buys 1 million tons of oil from Russia, China will then have to pay the USA 500% of that deal, free money, just because. You know, it's these things that make me, I think it's things like this that perhaps cause me to be involved with Suidlanders. It's this absolute screaming insanity that is rammed down our throats by Western media. May I greet you, please? I watch you day and night. Everybody, that is
Thank you.
Pepe Escobar, the world famous journalist. You are very much admired by many of us.
Thank you. Where are you from?
South Africa.
Oh man, I was there in November last year.
Okay.
I miss it. I love South Africa.
Do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
absolutely.
in a bad way though.
I know, unfortunately for you guys.
Yeah.
But it's such a great place.
Yeah.
I hope to be back maybe early next year, maybe.
Okay.
I want to spend some time in Africa.
Okay.
But it's always impossible.
I live on a magnificent farm in the
you're lucky.
bamboo mountains of the Eastern Cape. If you would like to visit, you would
Shall
be...
we exchange our
Yes.
cards? Okay.
Yes.
Please keep my card, and then we can keep in touch. All right.
I'm gonna stretch for my card.
Thank you.
There we go.
Fantastic, Simon.
There we
Great. Fantastic.
We might not share very much politics, but I promise you that many journalists that are closer to your position than to ours have visited me. BBC, CNN.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Professor
Sure.
Rita Abramson. I don't know if you know
Right.
her.
Yes. Rings a bell. Yes.
She spent a couple of weeks with me on separate occasions.
Yes.
So we would love to have you.
Be my pleasure, really. But we'll be in touch about
Yes.
it. All right.
Yeah.
And thanks.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheerio, Pepe.
Cheers.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. He's an absolute superstar. He's definitely not of our politics, but that man has done a lot of fantastic work on this very subject that I was discussing a minute ago with you. The madness that is rammed down our throats in the West. The absolute insanity that we're expected to believe, such as in 2020 and then again in 2021. It's that kind of thing that motivates me, I think, to do this work. And I was making another original point, and I've forgotten what it was. Something else was mad. Anyway, I'm going to take a little break now and start up again just now when I've got something useful to say, and Arnold will mesh it all together and make something sensible out of the whole thing, or out of all of the... Yes, that's the point I was trying to make, is that these guys present this nonsense. For instance, 500% sanctions on Russia, when it's not that. It's not that. It's 500% sanctions on countries that do business with Russia. And the nature of the sanctions is idiotic. Idiotic, as I've already explained. The idea is that if India or China or whoever buys something from Russia, trades with Russia, that they have to pay the USA free money in the amount of 500% of the trade. You've got to have rocks in your head to take this American position seriously. Real rocks in your head. But that's what they do to us in the West. They sell us levels of bull dust that are unknown to history. How they get away with it, I don't know. The only explanation that I can think of is that there's a spirit of lying that somehow assists them. Or that we have bred so badly for the past, give or take, 140 years, since the advent of the early advent of modern medicine, and selection playing a very weak role in our peoples, that we are genetically inferior and that we are just too stupid to, that they can get away with these lies as they did in 20 and 21, that we actually fall for this stuff. They say these preposterously dishonest things, knowing that we're too thick to figure it out. I'm going to do a little bit of a walk and talk. I'm going to leave my stuff here. All of my money and my passport, dollars, rubli, everything is in my bag, but it'll be perfectly safe. If I leave it here overnight, it won't be stolen. So I need to use the water closet, the lavatory, and we'll just leave that over there. They're not big on theft, these people. It's quite interesting, really. All right, let me go. That is just tell me now. That is Alexander Dugin, the philosopher, conservative, nationalistic, patriotic philosopher whose daughter was murdered by the Ukrainians. Actually, it should be noted, by NATO and the Ukrainians. Poor man. Poor man, huh? Dugin.
Innocent lives, once again.
Yeah, but imagine your child is killed for your work. She was killed for his work.
Horrible. I mean, there is no more devastating loss than your own child, your own blood, your own flesh.
And made worse by the fact that the child died not by accident or because of its own fault, but
Targeted. Yeah,
but because you do
terrifying.
a certain work.
Yeah.
Wicked, 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 wicked. I'd love to meet him. I'm not really crazy about meeting celebrities and what have you. It's just not my thing. I don't aspire to meet Donald Trump or aspire to meet Vladimir Putin or some musician or film star or anybody. But I'd love to have a chat with that guy, because there's some interesting questions that have to be addressed. We're at the Moscow Canal. It apparently it's a man-made canal. Apparently many people died in the building of it. I don't know what was the reason, but Dimitri, our host, who's quite a learned guy, knows what he's talking about, knows a lot about history, told me that it was a tragic undertaking. Now, those of you who know me well know that I am very excited to be near anything that is naval or maritime in nature. Look at that. I like the river barges. The river barges are gorgeous. I'd love to ride on one, but I'm sure that it costs an arm and a leg. But even more exciting than the river barges is this submarine. And in the background you can see it looks like, I am no expert, it's either an Ilyushin aircraft or Antonov aircraft or Tupolev aircraft, but I'm going to bet, because I know a teeny tiny bit, not much, about the tendencies, the stylistic tendencies of the design bureau, Ilyushin, Antonov and Tupolev. I'm going to take a big fat chance and say that I think it is an Antonov seaplane. Can you believe it? Wow, man. I want to keep this file size fairly small so that it's manageable for uploading purposes. So I'm going to say goodbye for a minute or two, and I'll record again shortly. Oh, just look at that. Just look at that. See you in a moment.